Hi authors, it's so good to see you again, back for another drafting mini lesson. Today we will be discussing how to write a conclusion. So at this point in the writing process, you are pretty much done with all your drafting. You've done an introduction, you've done all of your sections, you've written long about all of your subtopics, and you're ready to kind of wrap it all up with the conclusion. So in order to do that, I want to look at a few mentor texts first. To kind of think about what is the purpose of a conclusion. Then I am going to write my own conclusion for my hiking text, and we'll see if I can take some of the moves from the mentor text and apply it to my own writing. So first, let's take a look at the two conclusions in this book, Pawns and Gorillas. Oftentimes in a conclusion or at the end of a book, you want to think about what do you want the reader to do. So in informational text, we give the reader a lot of information about a topic. And the conclusion is kind of like, what's the next step? So if we look at this first book, Gorillas by Laurie McManus, and we just flip to the back, we can see that in the last section of this book, it says, what does the future hold for gorillas? So this is kind of about like, what is our job as humans, right? If people work hard to protect gorillas and their habitats, there's a good chance they will survive. So this section is kind of talking about like how we need to protect gorillas and how you as a human, as a person, can help in some of that work. If we look at the Pawns book, and we go to the back, this text also ends with a little section about like pollution is kind of harming ponds, they're at risk, and then it gives some tips about what people can do in order to help ponds. And the last line is, when people take care of nature, nature will take care of people too. So it's kind of giving a job to the reader, saying like, this is, now that you have all this information about ponds, you know how important they are, now here's something you can do for your next step. So in an introduction, we kind of introduce the topic and we preview the different types of things that we will teach about in this informational text. At a conclusion, we review, see how we changed the prefix there? We review the information we taught and then usually give the reader a next step. So thinking about my book about hiking, I'm going to kind of generally go over the things that I taught and then maybe connect that to what you can do next. And it will probably be like, find a hike in your local area, or search up some hiking shoes if you already know, if you think that you need some better equipment and you really want to make hiking a part of your life, like here's the next step you can do. Okay, so in a conclusion, we review the things that we've taught and then we give a next step. Let me write that now.